In this video, we will go through the controls in the dash on the left side down through the console. So we'll start over here on the driver's left side. This is just mirror heat, which I don't think you're going to need. This controls the mirrors in the front. Got left or right, just flip the switch. And that controls this mirror outside. It only controls the top, so you can automatically move the top. The bottom, you must move manually outside. The bottom should be set to where you can see. This controls the window on the driver's side, going up and down. And it does not go down all the way. This is the auto leveling system, which will show you how to use it in a different video. The ICC is when you see some of the truckers when they drive past someone and they come back in, they flick their lights. That's what this does. It lets you flick your lights. This one is LED lights around the headlights. It has some LED. And then, of course, your fog lights. The headlights are not automatic, so they're either off, parking lights, which means you do not have your main headlights on, or full, which means your headlights are on. This controls the amount of light on the display, and it also, if you go all the way to the left, it turns on a light above for a map light. So you can see that. And that pretty well can zip on the side. Looking at the front dash, you have the sunshade, which if you push down, it brings that one down. Push on the top, goes back up. And then the same thing with the nightshade, which is the next window. And battery boost is set up so that if your main battery that starts the engine is low, it'll let you use the storage batteries to help start the engine. On the console, this top one is your oil temperature, and you always want it close to the middle. If it starts getting up high, that means your engine is getting hot. Your fuel gauge, one of the big things that you need to remember is if you get down to a quarter of a tank, you will not be able to run your generator. So once you get to half a tank, then you probably best to find a gas station and fill it back up. Just make sure that you put gasoline only. Your RPMs tells us our parking brake is on, and to release it, it is right down here. Just pull on it. You can see how many miles is on the RV. It's less than 2,500. And you can also see the gears. So it's park, reverse, neutral, drive, and fourth gear. The way that should work is just like a car or a truck. But when you're going up a hill and your speed gets less than 50 miles per hour, you can drop it down into fourth, and it will help you get up and over the mountain. You should not have to go down to the second unless it's really very, very steep. And you want the RPMs to stay less than 4,000 RPMs. Over here, that is your transmission temperature, and this one is your water temperature. So you want to make sure both of those are in the middle. And then you've got your different settings here. So you can do info, and it shows you it's 104 degrees outside. Setup, units. You really shouldn't have to mess with it. If you continue to hit information, it will give you the engine hours of the trip, and you can always hit the reset to set the button back for the trip. And then the main console is for your radio, and that's just the volume up and down. Mode puts you back to the main. To connect a phone, if you want to do Bluetooth, just hit the gears over on the side and then hit connect, and then you can add your phone to it so you can Bluetooth if you want. I'm going to get back out of that. Then you have apps, so you can run off the radio, a CD or DVD, which goes right here. You can also go off a USB, and it plugs in right down here. Pandora, and then Bluetooth. Once your phone is connected, you can make phone calls if you wanted through it. And that's pretty well the setup on that. If you just let it sit, that will show you the rear camera. If I turn the left blinker on, you can see it gives you video down the left side. And if I turn the right one on, it gives you the right side. So we have 3 cameras, one on each side, and one in the rear. Next is your air conditioning, and it's all manual, so you can go up to 4 for the fan, cold, medium, hot, and then whether you want it coming out on the dash or your feet, you can adjust it out. Down here, you have your mic for your phone. It also works for the rear camera, so you can talk to people and hear people back there telling you to back up and stop. You have your dash fans, which are the fans above, and there's one on each side. You can just adjust them to hit you if you would like. Turn it off and at the bottom. Generator start. You can run the generator while you're driving down the road if you need it to be cooler. And you can leave the front air conditioner on to prime it. Just hold it down till you see the light. To start it, push on the top. I cannot start it because I am currently connected to electricity, and I cannot have 2 sources of electricity. So do not run the generator when you're plugged in. You can run the generator going down the road if you would like. Just remember, you're limited, I believe, to 4 hours per night that you have rented. If you go over that, it's only $3 an hour, but it will sure give you a lot better heating and cooling, and it won't use as much gas from your engine as your air conditioner on the engine would. I usually run both so that I have it pretty cool in here. This radio is, if everything is turned off, you can still turn on the radio, the USB, and the plug. So at night, if you wanted to run it, or after everything's turned off, you can. The map light only turns the light on above the passenger side. See that? The driver's side is controlled over here, as we talked about earlier. So if you want the driver's map light on, you push this all the way to the left. Here's a USB plug-in that you can charge. If the key is on, it will work, or if you push the radio button. And this is a cigarette lighter, which we use for the mini iPad that you can use for your maps, or watch the videos like this one that we're doing. The only other thing we have is there's a little black over there in the passenger side, and that's a little cup holder. We also have two cup holders here, and then a stand, which is back on the L couch against the wall. You'll see the stand. To me, it is more just in the way, and I prefer to just use these cup holders. And that's the overview of the Dash.